Good morning, good morning, good morning. I know I'm a minute or two early, so hopefully we have a really good live today. I think I have a good lineup. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. We'll wait a couple minutes here just because of the fact that I know I'm a minute or two early, but hopefully you stick around. Hopefully you really like the content and you like today's topic and subject. So Danforth Avenue Wellness is on. Good morning. How are you? How is Canada? Is it warm? Getting warmer? I got my coffee. So I'm getting ready. Thank you. I really appreciate that. So I hope so too. So I think we have some good stuff. So I'm trying to figure out how to use slides and stuff like that. Yeah, it's going to be 78 degrees here today, so it's going to be nice today. So I don't know how windy it will be, but that's one of the reasons we moved from New England to California, Southern California, was because it was warm here. No more shoveling snow. And we can go up to the mountains and they have snow and you go skiing and tubing and all that stuff. And then you can come down and it's nice and warm and you can go to the beach and have a cookout. And not too many places that you can do that. So, but some different than the Philippines, that's for sure. But good evening. So we've got a few people on here. So that's good. A few people. So we're just starting. It's time now. So I think I clicked the button a couple of minutes early. So Haley's on. Hi, Haley. So Haley, where are you from? So where is everybody located? Let's put it that way. So I'm in Southern California. So I was just kind of curious as to where people are from. Okay. So you're in the South too as well. So it's probably getting nice where you are as well. I don't know whether you're getting storms or whatever this time of year, but Timson, Walking with Timson's on. Thank you. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So again, I wanted to talk today a little bit about weight loss and my journey anyway, and what's going on with me. I used to do these videos and I'm not sure how to say. Wow, you're from Scotland. That's wow. It's going to be late in the day for you in Scotland. But so today I wanted to kind of little talk about my weight and how I'm doing, what I'm doing. I used to do these videos and I used to do weekly videos and talk about my weight loss, my journey and what's going on. And I kind of stopped doing it because I hit my goal and I was maintaining and it was kind of pretty redundant, but I thought maybe I'd do these maybe once a month and just kind of do fresh little updates and stuff of that nature and just kind of see how they're going and, and see how that goes and see how we do with the live streams and stuff. I'm not real good at these, so I'm still learning how to do the live streams. I know my camera is up here and the chat is down below. So if you see me looking down, that's kind of what I'm looking at. So wow. So I'm not sure how to say some of these names. So Sadia. So getting a lot of new people. So a lot of new people that, you know, it's interesting. So yeah, so it's interesting because now we're getting people from all over the place. So so I'm thinking actually of the next one of these I do. I've done one of these back a while ago. The very first one I did, I did a cook with me live. I'm thinking about bringing that back maybe in a couple of weeks and doing that as well and see how that goes. But I'm not really sure. So we'll see. I'm going to kind of play these by ears too. Also thinking about changing the time frame a little bit from a Saturday morning because there's a lot of live stream Saturdays and Saturday mornings and stuff of that nature. So I thought maybe Friday afternoon or evening might be better. So we'll see. I'm going to try to do one of these every other week and see how that goes and see how we can do that. So I know there's a lot of you guys are all as well as creators. So I'm hoping that that you guys will start trying to connect with each other as well. So, let's all help each other and get bigger and better and stronger. And this is my second cup of coffee for the day. It's pretty early here in Southern California. It's 10 o'clock in the morning for me, 10 a.m. So I just got up a little while ago and trying to get my day going. So yeah, I don't do lives very often. So I think this is my fourth live that I've done. I've been doing YouTube for a little over a year, and lives are something that's fairly new to me. So I'm just trying to learn about them, and I know some of other folks have done them and do them on a regular basis. I know I'm trying to join a few more, to learn a few more, and see how that goes. But you know. But today I really kind of wanted to talk a little bit about weight and where I was and what I'm doing. And like I say, I'm kind of playing around with StreamYard too and seeing what I can do and what I can't do. And so I'm learning a little bit. So I do have, I'm going to bring up. So this was actually a plan that I've been following. This is a calendar for the month of March. And I wish I could say that I've been following it really strictly, but I have not. And so it's just kind of it's a good tool for me to look at. And if you look at it, it kind of tells me on today what I should be doing. It doesn't tell me what to eat, but it just tells me to the point of the protocol I'm trying to hit, how many carbs I should be hitting for the day, how much fat I should be eating today, how much protein I should be eating today. So, so 12 o'clock today. So you're in the Central Time in Missouri, right? So you're in Central Time. I know East Coast it's 1 o'clock. So Danforth, are you in Eastern Time or are you in Central Time? I don't know the time zones in Canada, so I don't. Other than I know because I most of my family comes from Maine, so I know that New Brunswick was an hour ahead of us and all that stuff. So, so how do you say Maeng? So I'm sorry, I'm terrible with that. So Discover Sustainable's on. Thank you for coming. I really, really appreciate it. So yeah, so this is kind of all I was talking about was, so this is kind of the plan that I put together. I try to update this, and I'm going to update this probably every month. I'm going to do it again for April as well. I will probably start doing that here probably next week, trying to get my protocol. Hey, Misty, how we doing? Um, so trying to get that protocol together and seeing what works for me and what doesn't work for me. And I did this before, and when I followed it really strictly, it really worked well. So Misty's out walking the dog, so she's out getting her exercise, which is a good thing, right? I know Misty's got a live on after this as well, so if you want to go over and check out her channel after. Deanna's on. Hi, Deanna. How are you? And you know, it's just to kind of go over and check her channel out. She's got a couple other things going on today. I know folks like to go on and chat with the lives and stuff of that nature. So, I'm not sure what "do the 5" means. So, so this was my protocol that I was following. I know, Deanna, you talked about your habits and having good habits. This is just kind of a protocol for me. Again, I'm kind of in the same boat that Deanna was. That last week I kind of didn't do a lot of tracking. I kind of half-heartedly did it. First week was pretty good. Second week, not so good. So that means today going forward, I got to get a little bit more stricter this week. I'll show you another chart here in a little bit with some other data on it and stuff like that. So yeah, so Misty's doing a live today as well. She's got a live going on with I think 3 or 4 other people. So you know, so it's good. So I just kind of talk a little bit about that. And so I've been doing a protocol where I've actually kind of started shifting back towards total carbs as far as my diet goes. And what that means is that I'm not minusing fiber, I'm not minusing sugar, alcohols. So it just kind of helps me a little bit tracking wise and getting back on board. It seems when I do that, I actually control my diet and my eating habits better. So I'm using this like I said, as a tool. And then I do the protein sparing modified thing twice a week. I really haven't been doing it twice a week. I did it the first week. I didn't do it this past week. And I will be doing it again this coming week. I will do some more food prep this weekend, today and tomorrow, for this coming week to make sure I stick to the plan. And then I'll show you a little why in a little bit. I'm a data-driven guy, so I try to track some good data to round it. I do weigh myself, and I only weigh myself once every week, just to kind of get a data point. So Haley's counting total carbs as well, prioritizing protein. So I prioritize protein on my protein sparing modifying days, right? But we'll talk a little bit about that in a second here. But so I do those protein sparing modified days twice a week, and then on the weekends I'm a little more liberal. So that way I'm not going to say I go off plan, but I allow myself a little treats here and there on the weekends that kind of keep me on track and don't throw me way off a track. So that's kind of the plan. Folks that don't know what protein sparing modifying fast is, it's a protocol of reducing your carbs dramatically, increasing your protein to whatever your lean mass is, and then cutting your fat down to just enough so that you have fat for your hormones to do the job that they're supposed to be doing. So that's kind of what it is. I've changed the protocol a little bit, because traditional protein sparing modifying fast is you're under 10 carbs a day. So you're eating a lot of lean meats, a lot of lean vegetables, and just lean products, right? So, and then you're keeping your fat below 30. I've taken that and I brought it up to 50, just because of the fact that it introduces some vegetables and meats that I enjoy, and I wanted to include them. I wanted to see how that goes. So I have upped that from 30 to 50. Again, your body needs fat for your hormones to work. If you don't get enough fat, your hormones can't function properly. So, so they were saying 30 grams a day of fat is a minimum that you need to, or abouts there, 20 to 30, to really have a good hormonal balance in your body. I don't know if that's true or not. So I'm no doctor or anything else. So, all I know is when I did it last summer, and I followed the protocol, it worked really great for me. So, and then the protein is your lean mass. So the lean mass is basically just figuring out what is your weight, how much of that weight is fat, and then that's whatever is left is your lean mass. So what your muscles and all that stuff. So for me, I weigh a little over, I'm weighing about 182 right now. So my lean mass is around 150 to 160, somewhere in that area. I think when you're working out, it's probably a little more than when you had some time off. So that's my goal, is to hit that 150, 160 grams of protein on those protein sparing modifying fast days. So that's kind of what that is. It works well for me, like I say, and the rest of the time I'm doing total carbs. With the exception on the weekends, I do allow myself, I up my total carbs a little bit so I can do it. So Sherry was the one. I was doing this thing where I was doing net carbs, but I was capping out at total carbs. So I was doing, I can do 20 carbs, but I'm capping out at 40 total carbs, so I can't go over that. And Sherry, you said on a video a while back, well, why don't you just do total carbs? So that's what I'm doing. So I'm doing 30 total carbs. That's a little more liberal stuff. So I don't know. I thought it'd be kind of cool. So this is kind of the protocol that I'm following. We'll see how it goes. So far, it's been really good. I like doing this. Like I say, it kind of gives me, instead of a habit tracker, it kind of gives me a thing of what I'm doing. Again, it does talk about it if you look on here, and I wish I had zoomed into it and had a couple of shots of the zoomed in version, because it tells me to go for a walk today, or it's going to be my workout day or whatever. So it does also talk about the exercise as well. So it's not just my eating protocol, it's also my exercise protocol for the day. So that was the thing. So that's kind of where we're at and what's going on with the plan. I'm going to show you. This is the next thing. I've been starting to do this again. I believe in, walking the walk and talking the talk and all that stuff. So I'm actually starting to track my weight, and I thought it'd be good to kind of show it. And this kind of chart just kind of shows me, I have a limit. My goal is to stay at 180 pounds. That's where I want to stay. But I know it's going to fluctuate. It's going to move up and down a little bit week to week, and I'm not going to go crazy about it. So I've kind of set my my limits, right? So I don't want to go above 185, and I don't want to go below 175, right? So my goal is to kind of track it to see where I am. So on this chart, I have an upper limit and a lower limit, and then I have the goal, right? And then I have the blue bar is where I'm actual. I thought that was kind of cool. I am going to post these weekly on my community tab. So, if you're not part of the community, join the community. And, I think it'd be kind of cool just to see on a weekly basis how we're doing and how I'm doing. So I'm going to do this instead of the weekly updates that I was doing and filming and stuff of that nature. So Um, what do you think? Yeah. You know, I think it's pretty cool. So, you know, hopefully, hopefully people like it. Hopefully, you guys like it and you think it's interesting, and it helps me stay on track. It helps me hold me accountable. And I know that if I'm gaining like this, I've gained a little bit in the last 2 weeks. I know that this coming week I need to get a little stricter and watch what I'm eating so that I get back on track and get back to where I need to be. So that's kind of where I'm at. So um, I do a lot of cooking at home. I do a lot of meal prepping at home. You see a lot of the videos that I do of cooking at home. I am a big sweets and snacks person, so I'm always looking to find really good snacks and treats and stuff of that nature. So that are low carb. Hopefully, not too many of them. I try to make one a week, and then that's it. That way, there are limits on how many I have in the house. Yeah, it's just kind of the range is just kind of gives me an idea. So I'm debating whether I want to go back to the gym. I'm finding myself trying to work out at home. I find out that I get very undisciplined, and I'm not the type of person that's disciplined to do it at home. So I'm thinking maybe I'm going to head back to the gym either next week or the week after. I'm kind of waiting to see how things are going on the virus front before I decide that, because not here, they're not wearing masks anymore. So I'm kind of doing that. So, 1 week I'm doing 2 workouts, the next week I'm doing 4 workouts, and next week I'm doing, so it's inconsistent. So if I'm going to the gym, I find that I'm very consistent. I know I'm going every day, and that it really helps me a lot just for that consistency. I get out of work, I go to the gym, on my way home, I spend an hour and a half in the gym, and then I'm home. So I'm not, how do you say? I get home and I start doing stuff, and then I lose track of what I'm doing. So it's just kind of so just kind of weird. So I know on Monday at work, we officially go under if you want to wear a mask, it's voluntary at work as of Monday. So which is going to be kind of weird. It'll be interesting to see who does and who doesn't, and who still has it. So, I still wear mine when I'm out in populated areas, like when I go out on a production floor where I work, and there's a lot of people around and we're in close contact and we're looking at parts or processes or something like that. There's a bunch of us and we're really close. I'll wear it. But generally, I probably will not wear it where, especially like in the office area and we're far apart. And my desk is pretty far from everybody else's. My office is pretty far from everybody else's. And the canteen area where we go get our coffee and stuff, there's nowhere. I work in an area that's not a lot of people, not a lot of offices. So I don't see wearing it when I go get coffee and stuff of that nature. But it'll be interesting. So I also have been working on a lot of other stuff as well. So I've been working on a website, which is driving me crazy. I'm trying to learn how to use it and trying to figure out all the ins and outs. Been trying to recruit some help from some family and friends. So that's been interesting. It's been an interesting experience so far. Hopefully at the end of April, it will be up and it will be live, and hopefully that will be cool. It'll be something to do. Hey, Pamela's here. So yeah, so that's kind of how things are going. I also have been working on, I know we've talked about it and I've showed it in the past, and sometimes it's probably a bad thing to show things just because sometimes they take longer than others and people think, oh, well, you're talking about it, but it hasn't come to fruition. So snowing in central Maine. So So Pamela, believe it or not, my family is from Maine. My sister lived in Lincoln. Most of my relatives are up in the Bucksport area, Bangor area. My mother and father were born and raised up in Danforth, Maine, Weston, Maine, or just south of Holton. I still got a lot of family up that way too as well. So we chat quite a bit. So Maine is the place. My parents actually had a place on East Grand Lake in Maine for many, many years, and that's where we spent most of our summers when I grew up. So, which was a wonderful place. So, but anyway, so back to where I was. So I talk about things. So I have been working on a meal plan. I've been working on it. So the idea is that I would get this meal plan and yeah, howling. All right. Wow, snow in Missouri. I didn't think that it snowed very much in Missouri. So anyway, so I trying to work on this meal plan, and the idea is that the meal plan would be something that you could just kind of take meals off of and create your list for the week. And I'm going to show that, and I'll add that to the stream. So this is, and I wish I could get it again. I wish I had zoomed in on it. So the top part of this, if you can look at it, the top part is all breakfast ideas and suggestions. What it does is it will break it down by the next. So it'll tell you this is breakfast and what it is. I think I actually have a copy of one. I have a copy of it here, just to kind of read from. So it has breakfast ideas, and then it has like bulletproof coffee. So I have a bulletproof coffee every morning. And then it tells you the total carbs, the net carbs, the protein, the fat, and the calories in it, and the fiber in it. Again, I'm working on this. Then it would go down. The next one's the ham and cheese omelet, and then eggs over easy with avocados, and then bacon egg cups, and so on and so forth. And then it goes into the next one would be the lunch ideas. And then you go down, and these are all things that I've cooked, and I think almost all these, if not all of them, are either on my web or on my YouTube channel, or well, I kind of, to go back, Pamela. So the I actually, there was a couple challenges out there right now, and I was thinking about their physical fitness challenges. One was a planking challenge that, I don't know, Steve over at Serious Keto is doing a planking challenge right now. I thought about participating in that. And hey, Mike, how are you? And also JJ over JJ's Fitness is doing a push-up challenge as well. I thought about participating in those. Again, I'll go back in a second and I'll show you the kind of the eating protocol that I have this month. That's kind of been my challenge to get back on track and figure out where I'm going. But to get back to this, the eating plan. So basically what it is, so the lunch and dinner stuff. So it would go in there and it talks about the beef sausages, which are the Teton sausages. And it talks about, so the whole premise of this is that if you wanted to create a meal plan, that you could just plug and play it. So I could take and I can pull this off and this off and this off, and I can say, well, that's what I'm going to eat for today or tomorrow. And then it goes into the add-ons, which are all the extra stuff. Slide 2. Again, I'm not done with this, but I've been working on it, and it takes a long time to do this because this is all stuff in the background that is extra tough. So like it talks about the cheese, broccoli, green beans, asparagus, the protein sparing modified breads and the cheddar cheese slices and all those things that I add to my meals on a regular basis. And then I started working on the desserts as well. I still have a long ways to go on this, but I'm hoping that this will be all done. I'm targeting the end of April. I'm doing really good, Mike. So I'm thinking that this will be the end of April, and then if folks would like to, then out of this, I will create a 7-day meal plan and a 14-day meal plan, and hopefully, if people are interested, I can set them up and help them get into those protocols and using this kind of things just as a kind of a cheat sheet to help them get on track and on plan. So Pamela, this was, I'll go back and so again, this was kind of my challenge for the month, was to follow this protocol. And this was just sticking to it. And again, looking at how many carbs you're eating. So switching back, switch over for the month, switch to total carbs. And then as well as integrate a couple days a week, protein sparing, modifying, fasting, and kind of see, and then kind of track on how you're doing. Right. So thanks, Mike. I like that little ribbon as well. So I thought between the two of them, and as I get them going, again, I'm going to do the one, the calendar for next month, and I'm only going to probably integrate the protein sparing modify 1 day a week because I'm kind of doing pretty good at maintaining that weight around the 180. I don't want to drop too far below it. My fear is if I do it twice a week, I'm going to start losing too much weight. As I get back into the gym and start lifting again, we'll see how that goes, because I feel like I've lost a lot of muscle mass in this last 3 months of the first of the year. Even though I've been doing a lot of cardio and stuff, it hasn't really been. Yeah. So here is my put on that, because I know there's some folks out there that are doing the beef, butter, and egg challenge and the protein sparing modify all in the same month. And I'm going to tell you, in my opinion, it gets too confusing. And if you're going to do the beef, butter, and egg thing, you need to do it every day, all the time, not just 1 or 2 days out of the week. So that's kind of my put on it. So those folks that are watching that don't know what beef, butter, and eggs are, is where you don't eat anything but beef, butter, and eggs, right? So you got to eat the beef or what do they call it? It's got to be animals that I say graze, I guess it is. So you can eat like sheep, you can eat goat, you can eat, but they have to be grazing animals. And then you can eat eggs. You can have butter, ghee, that type of stuff. So it's a protocol that really Dr. Ken Berry actually kind of set up and started following. I kind of looked at it because I know the two crazy ketos were doing it. They did it for 90 days straight. Like I said, again, 90 days straight. And I know Wendy and Harry over there, which I really like their channel, they've kind of mixed it with the protein sparing, modifying, fast. And to me, that's too confusing. So I've just stuck with the protein sparing, modifying, fast. It works for me. So why do I want to do something different if something works for me? So find what works for you and then kind of stick with it. And then if it stops working, then start looking at other things. Again, even the protein sparing, modifying, fast is something you should be doing. And that was why it kind of was interesting for me. And I've done it now. I've done it for quite a while now, probably 7 months, 8 months now, on and off. I find it interesting because of the fact that I'm still eating and I like to eat. I'm not a big fan of eating all like a carnivore diet. And that's really what beef, butter, and bacon and eggs are, is more of a carnivore type of protocol. Not the biggest fan of it. So I don't know what you guys think. I know a lot of people love carnivore diets and are eating carnivore. And I know even on the beef, the protein sparing, modifying, because you're eating more lean meats that day. So in general, you're eating more meats those days. But it still allows me some leeway to eat some other things as well, not just beef, butter, and bacon and eggs. So, but I don't know. That's kind of my put on it. I don't know, Pamela, if that helped you at all or anything else. I would pick one or the other. I would not do both of them at the same time. That's just my opinion. So I've chosen to stick with the protein sparing modifying fast because to me it's easier, it's better, it allows me a bigger variety of foods, and it works. At least been my experience that it works. And if you're just doing keto or low carb, or you're just eating healthy and it's working for you, fantastic. I don't care whether you're doing Weight Watchers or if you're doing your own thing. And if you're losing weight and you're happy with it, stick with it. So that's the way it should be. Yeah, I love steak and I love beef, but I also want to eat other things as well. So, I love chicken. I want to eat chicken, turkey. I want to be eating fish. The mahi and the salmon and other stuff. And I can eat all that stuff on protein sparing modifying fast, but on B and E days, you're not supposed to be eating that kind of stuff. So. I'll go back to this. So if anybody wants to look at that stuff, anybody wants a copy of that stuff, I will. So James is here. So anybody that is looking, James has a really great channel. If you want to grow your channels, you should go over and check out James's channel. I'm not sure how to, James, I'm new to this, so I'm not sure how to add links to it. I think and I don't have a moderator here, but if you guys want, go over and check out James's channel. Big shout out to James because he's really helped me a lot over the last couple of weeks here. So go over there, and Misty and Deanna and some other folks, go over there and check out his channel and help him and take a look at it. So you really want to grow your channel, Mike, as well as you two as well. So big shout out to him. So, and he actually shared this live stream. So, which is great. He's got a pretty big following. He's over 40,000 followers. So, all right. So Misty just shared a link. So I got to figure this whole thing out with the moderator and stuff of that nature. So, thank you, Misty, for sharing that link. So, so James's channel really will help you out. It's like I said, I've kind of connected with him in the last couple of weeks, and he's helped me out a lot in the last couple of weeks. So go over there and he can help your channels grow as well. So he likes to share links. He likes to share names. I shouldn't say share links, but he likes to do shout outs and stuff of that nature. And he really has helped. I know Danforth, I don't know whether you're still on here or not, but you should go over there and check that out as well. He's got a lot of followers from all over the world as well. So that's kind of where we're at. Hopefully this kind of information is good. Like I said, I'd like to do it maybe once a month or once every other week. I know like Misty and I did the collab. I think I'm going to do one with Keto Mama Michelle coming up as well and talk to her. I know Hope over at Mission Keto and I have talked as well. She was talking about doing a little different type of collaboration. But, so kind of, so what do you guys think? What are you doing? How are you doing? Are you being successful? Are you sliding backwards? Is there something I can help you with? Is there something that, I can give you some ideas on or whatever? you let me know, and I'm more than willing to help anybody and everybody. That's what the whole channel is all about, is trying to be successful together here, so that, we all meet our goals, right? So let's all help and support each other. And, so yeah, so just so you know, James does a lot of lives. So when he goes live, you want to participate in his live stream. So, all right. So he has a lot of chat, and he's getting a lot of people to come in. So it's good, right? You get a couple hundred people coming on your live stream. It's pretty good. But so how are you guys doing? I got to tell you, I have a video coming out about talking about iodine, because I started taking iodine this about 2 weeks ago now, and I got to tell you about my experience on that. So I have a video coming out about the my iodine experience with that. Does anybody else on the channel take iodine? Because there's been a lot of talk about it. I know Dr. Ken Berry talks about it. Carnivore Angel talks about it. I'm trying to think about it. There was a whole mess of folks that are talking about iodine. So Pamela is saying that she's following Harry and Wendy's, and that's I follow Harry and Wendy. I watch them. I'm not going to say I watch them every day, just because of the fact with time restrictions. I'm sorry, folks that are putting videos out every day. If I'm watching 2 or 3 of them a week, that's probably about all that I can do. But I do watch Harry and Wendy. I know Harry and Wendy, they're real responsive to emails and to comments and stuff of that nature. Yeah, so I enjoy them. But this month I kind of veered, last month as well, when I started doing the protocol, we were doing some protein sparing and some BB&E. I kind of shied away, and that's why I went back to what I was doing with my calendar. So Andre's here. I can't read Spanish, so I'm not sure what that says. So yeah, so getting back to the iodine thing. So I started taking iodine about 2 weeks ago. Like I said, I have a video coming out about it, and it just kind of talks a little bit about most of the folks in over a third of the world is iodine deficient, because we get most of our iodine from the foods that we eat, and the grounds have been so depleted from minerals from over planting and rotation of crops and stuff that a lot of the iodine is gone in our foods that we eat today that had it 500 years ago, especially in places like in Asia and in Europe, where they've been farming the same lands for thousands and thousands of years. And we get most of it from our seafood, and even the seafood today has been greatly depleted, especially when you're buying a lot of farm raised fish and stuff of that nature. So like say Dr. Ken Berry, I know Indigo Nelly started doing it as well. So there's a lot of information out there about it. So the video is going to go into that. All right, Misty, have a great live. I'll be joining you probably here in a little bit. I don't know. It was interesting, because I said, well, I'm going to start taking it. I'm going to start taking it at a low dose, because they said to start doing it at a low dose, and then you can actually work your way up if you feel like you need it. First of all, you should probably go to a doctor and get blood work done. And when you get the blood work done, have them do a full panel, and it will tell you if you're iodine deficient or not, right? Oh, that's good, Pam. So Pam, if you're losing weight and the protocol is working for you, just kind of stick with it. I mean, that you got to do what you got to do to make it work for you. So don't do it. Don't do something else that that it's new. So you got something that's working, and if this challenge is working with you with Henry, over at 11 on keto, then continue on with it. Like I said, it was just confusing for me, and the protocol that they followed last year with the protein sparing modified fast, that worked for me. So that's what I've kind of stuck with. But getting back to the iodine. So when I started taking the iodine, both my wife and I started taking it. And I will tell you that after we started taking it, neither one of us felt very well, like for the first 3 or 4 days. And then I happened to watch, and I'll talk a little bit in the video about it. I started talking, I started talking a little bit about Indigo Nelly. Started talking a little bit about her experience, because she started just about the same time I did, because she watched that interview with Gina Greta and Carnival Angel, Amy over at Carnival Angel, and at the same time I did. So I decided to take it as well. And she was talking about, she had done more research than I had. She'd gone into much greater in depth. And so, she had talked about how she wasn't feeling well. And when she was doing her research, she found out that there's a substance that we have in our everyday living. It's bromide, and we get it naturally in our foods. Oh, excuse me. And that bromide, I guess, builds up in your bloodstream in your body. And bromide it's actually the fire retardant that's in your furniture. It's in your clothing. It's in your car seats. It's, it's a fire retardant. It's in your curtains. It's in everything, right? So it's a chemical that they spray in it. So you're breathing it all the time. And it actually builds up in your, oh, okay. I'm not... All right, Mike, you're better than I am. So I'm not really sure. So that bromide builds up in your body. And then when you start taking the iodine, it actually starts flushing all that bromide out of your system. And so that's kind of so it's like a detoxing effect on you. And that's why you don't feel good. And they had kind of said that first week, when you start taking it, you may experience some kind of reaction to it, because of the fact it's going to take and flush out some of the bad stuff in you out, some of that bromide, and it's going to start flushing all that bromide and stuff out, so and get rid of it. And so that's kind of what happened. After about 4 days, I went back to completely normal and feeling good. So hey, it's Keto Mama Michelle. How are you doing, Michelle? So that's been kind of my experience with taking iodine this past couple of weeks. It's going good now, but boy, I'll tell you, that first 4 days was not good. My wife actually stopped taking it because of the fact the way it was making her feel. She actually said, well, she was wondering whether she was getting a virus again, and she actually tested herself. So, but it was negative, right? So, and again, then I watched that thing with Indigo Nelly, and she was talking about the detoxification that it causes in your body, and it causes you to flush out some of those things in your body. So she experienced it as well. So it kind of made sense to me. So hopefully it continues on. I will start taking them for a while. I'll go until this bottle that I have is gone, and then we'll kind of assess and see whether it actually helped me or not. I have a doctor's appointment coming up in May, in about the middle of May, for my yearly physical. And when I go, I may ask the doctor about iodine and should I be taking it or not taking it, and so we'll kind of see how it goes from there. So, but. So PV Lifestyle Fitness is joining us as well. How are you? So, oh, Michelle's at the gym. She's working out while she's talking. So that's fantastic. Like I said, I got to get back to the gym. I'm thinking I'm going to start maybe next week. I haven't gone this year. I've been working out in the house. I'm thinking I'm going to start going back to the gym. I think again, when I go to the gym, I find that it's easier for me to stick to a regimen. When I'm at home, I get home and I just, so much stuff happens and distracted. Again, got a lot of stuff going on and everything else. So Michelle's sitting in the sauna at the gym. So lucky you. So, but yeah, it kind of helps me a lot. So, but the weight thing is going good. Again, folks that don't, I just kind of joined. I'm going to add this to the stream. So again, this is kind of where I am at. I am, oh, okay. So what's a silver sneaker? Is that like because of you're over 55 or something, or over 45 and you kind of get a discount? But anyway, so this is the way I'm tracking my progress as far as food goes, and whether my diet's being successful. So yeah, it's, again, we have beautiful weather here. It's trying to see if it's windy out. It's supposed to be 78 today. We're actually talking about, we're going to go down to the harbor today and probably have dinner. And then we're going to go to Costco, and then get some groceries. But getting back to this, okay. I'm not too far behind you, Mike. So, so this is just kind of the way I'm using to track my weight progress and how I'm doing. And I'm just kind of, like I say, I'm weighing once a week, and you know, and it just kind of helps me keep on track. So again, you know, again, I know there's a few new folks on here as well. Go up and kind of just, so this is the meal plan thing I've been working on. Still not done with it. So I will be doing a keto haul on this as well. So Costco haul, I should say. So we will talk about that. So I like Costco. Costco is my one of my favorite stores, right? But yeah, no, it's yeah, Michelle's in Rhode Island, I believe, right? Michelle's in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Connecticut area. So I think Ben Pam's up in Maine. So quite a few people from the Northeast there. I know Danforth was on. He's just above you up there, and I think he's either in Ontario or Quebec. He's not. I don't think he's on anymore, but he was on. But here it's we've kind of had a lot of up and down weather, so but it's nice. But so that's kind of where we are for right now. Like I said, I'm going to try to do like live streams. So I got to talk to Michelle, because I think Michelle and I are going to do a live stream together. So Mike, your son is really close to Michelle, so I think Michelle and I are we kind of chatted briefly about doing some kind of collaboration together. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe we can work out a date and a time for that. We need to do that, Michelle. I'll contact you and see if we can work something out. So I will tell you that it's interesting, because moving from New England and coming to California, the culture here is very different. So it's not as friendly. People are not as open, and I'm not gonna say all of them because there's a lot of good people here, but there's a lot of people too that you don't get to know your neighbors very well, and it's hard to get to people because people aren't very trusting here and stuff of that nature. I have some great neighbors, so I can't complain. The Randy's on this side of me, and he's really, really good, and you know, so I have some really good neighbors, but. Marcia Jelly's on. Hello. How are you? So I think we've been coming close to the end of the hour here. So I know Misty's has a live coming up, so you may want to jump over there and join her. Again, you may want to go back up and look at James Guyton, his link and stuff of that nature, because if you want your channel to grow, he has some really great lives, and there's a lot of really great interaction, and he can help your channels grow a little bit. So go check his channel out again. So you're a creator and you'd like to do that, go check out James's channel. Big shout out to James. So he actually shared this live stream today as well. So, thank him for that. So he's good at that stuff. He's good at sharing and promoting channels and stuff of that nature. And like I said, he has a big following. So go over there and check him out. Any other questions or anything like that? Again, how are you guys doing? You staying on track? Are you meeting your goals? Are you continuing to lose weight? Are you in maintenance mode right now? How's your fitness going? I know Michelle's at the gym today, so she's working out. I know for me, I'm getting my steps in. Let's see. I know this week was a weird week because I had a couple of late meetings at work and some other stuff going on. Of course, today has been yesterday was a great day. So, for me, like on my steps challenge, I did a little over 16,000 steps yesterday. I did over 12,000 steps on Thursday, a little over 13,000 on Wednesday, 11,000 on Tuesday, just about 12,000 on Monday. So the week has gone fairly well. Last week I did better. Last week I think I hit it every day, whereas this week I only hit it 3 days out of the week because my goal is to hit 12,000 steps a day. All right. So I'm going to end this live stream here. And I know, like I say, Misty's on with the incredible shrinking Linda or whatever. Michelle, I would like to get a hold of you, and we will talk soon about setting up that live, and whether it'll be on a Saturday or whether it'll be during the week. We need to talk about that and how we want to set it up. So Marcia, so Marcia Jelly, I'll go check out Marcia. Let's go check out your channel afterwards. Here, we get off this live, and I generally do that. So so Marion is here, and Marion, if you don't know, hey Marion, they had a live this morning. She's the one of the co-founders of her Keto Chow. So so welcome, and I was honored and gracious enough that they gave me an affiliate link the other day. So so thank you for stopping by. So we were actually just ending the live stream, so you kind of came in at the very last minute. But so go over there and check out Keto Chow, and they have some great live streams. They have them every day, so I try to join as many as I can. Unfortunately, they're generally when I'm at work, so so if I'm at my desk, I can watch them. But if I'm not at my desk, I I'm out and about. So, but all right, we're at that hour mark. So I'm gonna end the live stream here. You guys have a great day. Hopefully everybody, hopefully everybody has a great weekend. I know the weather here in Southern California is just beautiful. Yeah, so I made a keto chow brownie last night. The video will be out next week. So it came out fantastic. It was really, really good. So so I'm playing around with a lot of the keto chow recipes and trying to figure out new and interesting ways to use it. So I want to make some ice cream sandwiches. So with the keto chow ice cream. So so more to come on that. All right. So you guys have a great day. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon. Stay positive. You guys are awesome. You guys are great. So, just keep that great attitude up, and we will talk to you soon.